Attorney at law Anslem Clouden has made a public apology to the owner of Grenadian Island, Georges Cohen, for remarks he made against the businessman almost 8 years ago. Mr. Cohen had sought legal redress in the matter, which ended up in mediation after making its way to the High Court. On Tuesday, Mr. Cohen and his attorney, Jimmy Bristol, were at the chambers of Mr. Clouden, where the apology was made. Mr. Clouden's lawyer, Dr. Francis Alexis, QC, says the parties arrived at a mutual understanding about the remarks that were made back in November 2003.
Both sides are agreed that those remarks made by Mr. Clouden at the time were designed ultimately to admonish the then government of Grenada regarding reports which Mr. Clouden had picked up concerning Mr. Cohen. It turns out that those remarks made by Mr. Clouden were without foundation. The reports on which he had based the remarks were without foundation. And having gone through the High Court to a certain stage and to mediation, court-connected mediation, the parties have reached an amicable resolution of the matter.
Mr. Clouden delivered his apology from a prepared statement.
At a press conference called on the 22nd November 2003 and the 6th January 2004, I made certain remarks and allegations concerning Mr. Georges Cohen, now Ambassador Cohen, a well-known international businessman of France and of Grenadian Island, Grenada, which were indeed extremely damaging to his character and harmful to him, his wife, his children, and family. These statements were repeated by me and were also published in various media, including the World Wide Web. I now acknowledge that Ambassador Cohen is an honorable and successful businessman of untarnished character and with a high international reputation. I have observed that he was presented with the accolade of entrepreneur of the decade in France.
He hinted that the remarks he had made were politically motivated.
I acknowledge that those remarks and allegations were not intended to be an attack on Mr. Ambassador Cohen, but were designed to ultimately admonish the then government of Grenada. I concede that those remarks and allegations made by me were wholly untrue and unfounded. I withdraw those unequivocally.
The attorney also stressed the importance of foreign investors to the country's development.
As a former senator, I accept that it is of great benefit to Grenada to receive investors such as Ambassador Cohen. I sincerely regret ever having made such charges and unreservedly apologize to Mr. Ambassador Cohen, his wife, children, and his family for the hurt, psychological distress, embarrassment, damage to reputation, and inconvenience caused as a result.
The Dorothy Hopkins Center for the Disabled had $10,000 added to their purse as a result of the settlement between Mr. Clouden and Mr. Cohen. The center, which is located in Tempe, St. George, is home to 35 children with disabilities. Beverly Sinclair, CC6 News 9.